Hey, welcome everybody. I believe this worked right today. So hopefully it was fine. Uh yeah, we got off work early today, so I actually have time to put a little stream in here. Thanks for showing up, Losimo. Appreciate it. Figured I would do this real quick we have before the Typhel Tower comes on. So so there is that. Like I'm definitely interested in tonight's Typhel Tower episode. I'm sure everybody is. Welcome Hartman and Victor. What is up? I'm kind of exhausted today, but I was going to draft one. Figure I'll do it on stream. So thanks, disbanded. All right. Well, we're not going to waste a lot of time today. We're going to go ahead, jump into. Well, we'll chat a little bit. What We got 4 viewers. A couple more may stream in here. Like to get a friendly room, but I think we'll do a 30-second puppy. 30-second puppy, and we're entering in 10 seconds. And sorry for the incredibly bright shirt. I have to wear high vis at my job. So there is that. We need 3 more. 3 more for a 30-second puppy. Audio is on camera again. Thank you. That means when I muted the mic to cough, it did nothing. That's great. Good thing I muted it. 30-second puppy for those just coming in. Yeah. Yeah, mute the mic to cough and it's on the wrong mic. That's good stuff. That's classic stuff right there. That's the kind of perfect performance that you guys expect. Yeah, I haven't really had many thoughts other than I was just kind of looking through these schedules again, and man, I really like. And the BBG was talking about it, but I really like Tampa Bay's playoff schedule. They get Atlanta at home, at Carolina, at Miami. That feels really good to me for an offense that I personally was in on already. They get this run out. That is awesome. And then Atlanta, that's such a good run out too. You get at Tampa, at Arizona, and LA Rams at home. That feels awesome. And Miami's interesting because at Pittsburgh is going to be very rough. But if you can get through that game with some Dolphins, like Cincinnati, Tampa, that's gold. Like that might be the best two week 16, 17. Like that might be the best combination week 16, 17 of anybody. So I do kind of like Miami on top of it. So I'm not sure. Type in chat who you like the most, which playoff schedule you are in favor of. And honestly, Philadelphia's is pretty solid with Vegas at Washington and at Bills. Like that's pretty good too. Because the Bills defense should be improved, but how much better will it be? We got the 101, haven't got a 101 on stream for a while. We got Hartman at the 6, Losimo at the 8. Is this Greg Sports? This is a Utah Sports, right? I don't know if he's in here, but I believe that is Utah Sports. You like the Seahawks? I've heard other people saying that they really like their playoff schedule and like ending with Carolina is pretty awesome. like for sure. Like ending there. Where are they? Indy, Rams, Carolina. Yeah, ending with Carolina feels really good. I do think Carolina's offense or defense will be somewhat better, but mostly I think Carolina's offense is gonna like sustain drives this year, which will make their defense, better. And I'm pretty out on the Seahawks as a whole, but if that's Jalen Milroe versus the Panthers, which is a very possible thing, like that is fire. If you can get Jalen Milroe in there by week 15 or by week 16, right? And he gets Rams and Carolina, like that feels pretty good. Like, that feels really good to me. So I take Jamar Chase 101 every time. I It's too early in the offseason to like not do that if I want my shares of Jamar Chase. Later in the offseason, or like later in the offseason, if I've had a bunch of Chase in different tournaments, I might start varying it up a little bit. I'm a little like at the two spot, like so, since I'm not 100% fading Saquon, but I like the next four picks better than Saquon. So I'm personally going to end with, and I've said this before, between 2 and 3%, probably closer to 3% on Saquon. But I would like all that extra exposure to go to Bijan and Jefferson. Jefferson at 6. We might see something super fun by Hartman here. That's awesome. I'm hoping we get another faller. Like a Jefferson Bowers start would be pretty rare. Or like Jefferson Ladd you can get sometimes, and AJ Brown and Taylor. So hopefully this is one of the rooms that doesn't like Brock Bowers and Bowers falls. Just so you can get like a unique start. I'm not sure how much you like Bowers. I can't remember. I don't think you usually take him at like 15 or so, but getting the biggest ADP faller, like, or Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry seems to fall a little bit sometimes. So like getting Jefferson Henry would be incredibly rare. It's so weird with 2 to 6. You can really, yeah, you really can. Like, and I mean, honestly, you could throw Jamar Chase into that same group, like 1 to 6. But everyone wants Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase is the 101. So if you don't take Jamar Chase at 101, you're just going to have pretty much zero. So unless you get the 101 all the time, or you plan on at least semi fading Chase, you should. Yeah, I figured you were. We list to a lot of the same people, and I feel like you and I have a lot of the same feelings on players. So I like Bowers a lot. The problem is I like Ladd more. Now I will take Bowers over Ladd, but I do actually prefer Ladd to Bowers because you need three wide receivers, and it does get a lot sketchier later at wide receiver, right? So we'll see. Is Lossimo going to do the Ashton Genty Brock Bowers thing that off the Schneid hates? Or is Lossimo going to do, well, I mean, he might not even have the opportunity to do it. So Jonathan Taylor gets brought up to pair with Neighbors. Week 17 from last year. Good job. I still have all the week 17s and all the bye weeks from last year stuck in my head. I'm having a hard time moving. There you go. You get a Jefferson Bowers team, auto smash. That is fun. That is fantastic. I kind of wish I was at the 6 hole. Hey, what's up, JT? If And by the way, oh, I missed Anthony coming in. Thanks. Sorry, Anthony. Yeah, it. Who knew? It felt like a room that it may happen in. I just had a feeling. And of the players that go in this area, like I mean, obviously, like Brian Thomas or McCaffrey would have been great, but Bowers is the one that's the most likely to fall of those. So it is more of an educated guess than knowing what was going on. That's a interesting Garrett Wilson at 20, Marvin Harrison at 21, McLaurin at 22. No, I don't have to, but I do it for fun. I'll take a Jamar Chase Achan team. Yeah, I figured that's pretty rare. Definitely do that, and then get the bring back with Trey McBride and pound wide receiver. Hopefully, the room lets a couple wide receivers through. Welcome, Candyman. Thanks for stopping in. All kinds of interesting things going on in that room. Yeah, there really are. Uh, a Jamar Chase Achan team, like, I got a unique start here. I've seen this once or twice, but it's pretty rare. And Jefferson Powers is, I believe, even more rare. I'm fine scrambling ADPs early on for unique combos, but those aren't the players. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like, now, if you want to pull Terry McLaurin up to pair with Bijan to then guarantee that you have Jaden Daniels here, I'm more into that. I don't like it because Daniels still falls over here. And Terry rarely falls, like, goes before like pick 28 anymore. So I personally I would never do that. Uh, but I mean, where that guy might be 100 drafts into this, and maybe he has a whole bunch of Bijan and he just wants some different pairings. So he might just be doing portfolio things. You never really know. Yeah, Achan you Chase is unique, and yeah, McBride is going to be very chalk with Chase, but McBride is not going to be very chalk with Achan because both of these players tend to go in the second, and Achan tends to go before pick 20. So getting both of them on a team definitely feels unique. I don't know. How did Hartman get Jefferson Bowers? Like, we might have some fun tonight. And welcome, Polite Hater. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I've seen this. I think I seen PPR Tyler and Best Ball Guy, or maybe it was Best Ball Guy Neil, but one of those two streams, I seen them go. It was Chase, Achan, McLaurin, and then Jaden Daniels fell all the way back here. And that, I believe that was the start, but it was Jamar Chase, Achan. They went ahead and went McLaurin for whatever reason, and then Jaden Daniels actually fell all the way back. I can't remember whose stream it was, but yeah. Yeah, I just have to hope that all of the wide receivers that I kind of like, I need one of the ones that I prefer to make it for me to personally feel good about this team. I'm locked into taking at least one wide receiver. I would really like to have two I like here. I might end up having to pull somebody up the board a little bit. Um, but I do feel like some of the wide receivers from 49 to like 58, you can kind of intermix them quite a bit. Oh, he got T. Higgins as well? Damn. Yeah, I missed that. That's my bad. And then Losimo here, Genty, Drake, Chase Brown, like Travis Hunter. That's an awesome start as well. Yeah. And honestly, like nobody's done anything crazy. This feels a little rich, those three picks, but like nothing's been insane. Like Josh Allen getting pulled up over here, like I've pulled up the elite quarterbacks to this side, like Lamar and Josh Allen, because they're very like Josh Allen's probably the one if you're going to do it with. Absolutely, we will. Do we just do this? we're not going to get or Joe Burrow. So we're just going to go ahead. Do I want to do that? Let's see. I think I am going to do that. Uh, I think it was PPR Tyler. I was at the 12, pushed Achan. Or you were at the 1-2, you pushed Achan? Oh, I assume you were at the 2 spot. Yeah, I thought it was Tyler's stream, but I wasn't positive. I'm not sure that the Jalen Hurts Devontae Smith thing there was the right thing to do, considering I already have an elite tight end. But this feels good. Like, there's definitely going to be one receiver I like here, and definitely one running back. I and maybe two of each. Like, I definitely, once again, I'll kind of be forced to take a wide receiver at the next turn. But I really like this. I'm probably going to end up having an anchor running back and then pushing there. I did not expect Devontae Smith Hurts to fall to this. So Buckeye Buckeye B here has Saquon, Bucky, Jacobs, Daniels, and Kittle. No wide receivers through 5. I don't like McLaurin's normal ADP. So yeah, that's I've started taking McLaurin when he falls, like when Rashid Rice is gone and it's on the right side of the board. I do take him there because I want most of my McLaurin to have a good chance to be with Jaden Daniels. Like, it's more of a Jaden Daniels bet when I take McLaurin personally than it is a McLaurin bet. But McLaurin by himself is not a terrible pick if it's like in the 30s. I was 12 hole and pushed Achan left. Okay. What QB as your second one drafted is the latest you would stop at 2 QBs, not having the first one be. So it kind of depends on just how the room feels to me. Like, if it's Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, that's awesome. If it's Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, that feels fine. If it's Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence, I'm probably still fine. But like, I I'm tending to go 3 quarterbacks more. Like, just overall. With this team, I probably won't have that luxury going with the elite tight end and the elite quarterback here. So, but with like like if my first, it's more about where my first one is than the second one. Because as long as the second one is like before Bryce Young, and I love Bryce Young, but I do think he generally needs to be on 3 quarterback teams, or he needs to be the number 2 quarterback on an elite team. So if we look at ADP, I would say Stroud and up. Anything Stroud and up, and maybe like basically Stroud and up, I'm probably fine with 2. Like, if I have to, I'm never pushing for that. I'm never trying to do that. But once I get 2 quarterbacks, I'm generally pushing the third one. And if I get an ADP value on the third one, I will go ahead and take them because I want the core of my roster to be a little better. So if I have 2 quarterbacks by round 11, unless the quarterback is an ADP value, I will generally at least try to push it around a corner or something. Uh, unless I have something specific that I'm trying to do, like if I built out the Bucks, like if I built out the Bucks and Dolphins, right? And I missed out on Baker, but 2 is there at around ADP, and I had 2 Bucks and 2 Dolphins. At that point, like, I don't want to miss that total game stack, right? So I might take 2 as my third. In that situation, it's all relative to what's going on within the draft, right? And maybe I'm wrong, but it makes sense in my mind. All right, we're going to sort by ADP. I haven't taken a ton of Ricky P. Think we're definitely going to take Ricky Pearsall here. And I'm probably also going to take Matthew Golden. I think I'm going to take two huge upside guys here. Like Devontae Smith is a spike week guy more than a consistent guy. So I have three what I believe will be spike week guys with Jamar Chase. Most of the wide receivers I like later than this tend to be guys I consider to be a little safer, like the Thielens and stuff like that. So taking my spike week guys higher is just something I feel a little better about. No, just keep fading Ricky. I have 12%. I'm not fading him. I'm not a bull, but yeah. Zero wide receiver could be the new meta. I mean, it might be. Look at this. He got Jaden Daniels with Debo. Like, I don't personally love Debo, but if you're gonna build like this, he got the stack there, and then Shakir is the kind of wide receiver you want, right? You want your floor like him or Jacoby Myers. If Myers was there, that would have been a really good pick for your like if that's going to be your second wide receiver in this round. That feels to me a little better than like if it was like Ricky Pearsall, who's a pure projection guy, right? But I mean, maybe you just need. There's also the argument that maybe you just need the massive ceiling hit to get out from the start too. I like one guy like that though. Like, and Debo is could be the ceiling guy because he's done good things in the past. I don't believe he will, but I've been wrong before. Agree with the young take. I agree with pushing personally. I probably push quarterbacks too much. That is why I have 25% Bryce Young. I like Young, but like I like him enough that I'm okay over pushing. And at this point, I'm kind of like trying to even it out down to about 20%, just to just because I don't have enough of the other guys because I'm trying to push them too much. Bust some teams, but when it works, yeah. And you're playing in a tournament with like generally like 100,000 people, right? So you have to hit close to the nuts, right? We are drafting a 30-second puppy. The counter on YouTube is wrong. It's saying there's 11 concurrent viewers with 11 likes, but then in the other window it's saying there's only 9 viewers with only 6 total views. So it is definitely doing some weird stuff. But that's just stuff for me to look at. I just kind of notice everything. Let's look and see what Losimo's doing real quick. He's got Ashton Genty, Drake London, Chase Brown, Travis Hunter, Calvin Ridley, Jacoby Myers, Aaron Jones. I like it. I've actually started clicking Aaron Jones a little more. I was wondering if his ADP was going to end up being the same as um, Jordan Mason, but he's started to rise back up to where he was. I was never like I am straight up Mason over Jones, but like it honestly, I just want whoever's going to be the Minnesota backfield guy. If I have 15 to 20%, I think I have like 18% or something on uh, Mason. Like I should probably also have at least 6 or 7% Aaron Jones if I'm going to be that heavy on that backfield. Well, the OBS stuff is usually closer to right. Hey, if you're just popping in, do me a favor, smash the like. We have a fun start here. We have Jamar Chase, Achan, Trey McBride, and in the 6 hole, we have another fun start with Jefferson, Bowers, Higgins. What did you follow that up with? Hampton, Pickens. Pickens was the player I was debating between taking the stack or not. So Then you got Jerry Judy, Pollard, Burden, very solid team. Question is here, do I want to go ahead and lock up Kyler? I think I want to go ahead and lock up Kyler, secure the game stack here, get the McBride stack. And I probably need to get my second running back. I'm big on Cam Scatabo. I need a little I think I like Brian Robinson on this team though. Well, no, we will take Cam Scatabo because Brian Robinson had the same bye week as Devon Achane. So we went ahead and went with the player I actually like more. Now, that doesn't mean that was the right pick. The bye week thing, not a huge deal. I only use that there as a tiebreaker. 12 watching now is what it says. Nice. Yeah, no, I use Streamlabs. That's why I've had trouble figuring out how to have guests on, but I think CLN and I figured it out yesterday. After this stream's over, while I'm watching Typhel Tower, I'm going to go into that room and try to set that up. And after that, I'll be able to have guests on all the time. So I'm looking forward to that. That's actually part of the reason I came home. I came home from work early was an option. It wasn't forced. So I was like, I could take that time to set that up. But then I'm like, yeah, well, I could just do a stream instead. Just wondering, I need to figure out how to bring people in on OBS. Yeah, that's literally, I've spent like 20 to 30 hours looking through stuff trying to figure this out. And finally figured it out. Because like on StreamYard, all you have to do is invite people. We could talk about it eventually. I also prefer Scatabo over B-Rob, Polite Hater. I do want to be at exposure to Brian Robinson. Like them playing Dallas in week 17. Dallas over the last several years have not been able to stop the run at all. It's a really good game. I like Brian Robinson as a player anyway. I think I'm Scatabo. I had 20% Scatabo as well. I'm fine with that, but I also don't want to get to like, I think 20% is the most I want of him. I'll probably end the summer at like probably 16% or something on Scatabo. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad because like I've wanted to invite a bunch of people and like I've been invited on a couple and I've had to turn a couple down because of like timing and stuff. But like I haven't been able to return the favor, right? So those Excel forms at the start, do you have them formatted or automated to pull certain data? This I have no idea how to automate anything. This was so the Spike nuke. That's from Spike Week. I had the Spike Week subscription. I pulled that data from there. I did it individually, and then this I just pulled from Pro Football Focus. I just wrote them all down, and then the rest of it is just the CSV you can get from Pro Football Focus with all of their information. And I just ported it to that, moved some stuff around, added a formula or two. Like I added the fantasy points or the points per game, which is the like that's on half point as well. So welcome Tyler. We're all excited to watch the Typhel Tower tonight. I am. I can't speak for the rest of them. I definitely am. Yeah, I would. I'm learning how to do the stuff on the stream side first, and then I will start. Like, I'm probably gonna start messing with AI a little bit to help me build some data because I'm sure I'll be able to do it. I just need to take the time to learn it. And whenever I get there, I'll actually have better content. So it's, but I also want the ability to be able to put the content out in a good way as well. All right. So I definitely would like to have a running back here, and I do not like the ones here. Man, this does not feel good. I haven't taken ETN for a while now. Also, yeah, we're going to take Jack Best here. And I definitely have to get another running back. I don't know which one I want. Uh, like you see here, I haven't taken Travis Etienne yet. I think this might be the draft. We'll go ahead and make that click. First time I've taken him since the draft. I do like. I don't love it. I have 23% Tootin. I'm pretty positive Tootin is the play, but there are still outs to ETN, and Tootin is a rookie. Like ETN could, like at minimum, start the beginning of the year, do fine, and then Tootin's who you need later. But ETN could help me get there. ETN could absolutely be traded, So like, there are definitely like reasons to take ETN. I don't want to be at zero with a player we were drafted in the fourth round last year, going in the 11th. Like being at zero feels irresponsible. Like I'm not gonna have a lot, but I think zero is irresponsible. Yeah, nice. Me too. Genuinely curious what they appealed the fourth round target on the Raiders. Of the fourth target on the Raiders on Jack Bash. Well, number one, he's like Chip Kelly is going to run 60, 65 to 70 plays a game, most likely. The Raiders defense isn't fantastic, if I remember right. Let me bring up that chart. I don't have it up right now. I'll have to look at it on my Discord. Uh, but I put out a matchup sheet. Oh, it will let me do that. Hold on. Oh no, because that's on Chrome. So the Raiders are supposed to have, like, by Mike Clay projections, the Raiders are going to have the 29th ranked defense. Now, this is projections in May. So take it with a grain of salt, obviously. But, like, if their defense is bad and their pace of play is high, they should score a bunch of points. Jack Bech is also a rookie. They have a week 10 bye. So a lot of the rookies last year and generally get a post bye rookie bump. Like they start to really learn the offense, and the team usually will kind of figure out somewhere to put them and what they're good at by that point. And during the bye weeks, they just tend to be more productive afterwards. Like if you look at Ladd McConkey last year, we will go to player profiler real quick, or that we could just do that instead. Like I've did the math before. After his bye week, which is week 5, he averaged, it was like 88 yards, 88.5 yards a game. We will look at where we're at. Okay. So he had a week 5 bye. After the bye, and he had some okay games before it, but after the bye, 2 more games that were, and that they had a very early bye, right? But then like he had a 43 and a 46, and then 111 with 6, 2 touchdowns, 64, 52, 123, 83, 117, and just a ton more really good games, right? A bunch of spike weeks there. Like I'm not saying he's going to be Ladd McConkey, but rookie production is backweighted. So generally, and with the high pace of play and the supposed bad defense, you probably just want pieces of that offense, right? And Jacoby Myers is awesome, but he's also not an absolute like stud either. There is definitely a place that somebody could replace him, right? The question is, do I want to take two running backs and be done? I definitely want Ray Davis for the bring back. I don't have a bring back yet for them. I have that set up. I think I want to go ahead and just double stack Jalen Hurts, and with Goddard and McBride, I can definitely stop, and I'll have four. So right now we have 2, 4, 5, 2, and I'm comfortable stopping. Like I'm definitely stopping at these two quarterbacks. I might stop at these two tight ends. So we got Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Achan, Scatabo, Etienne, Ray Davis. This is a little thin. Definitely need six. Then Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Ricky Pearsall, Golden, and Jack Besh. Like I have a couple upside guys there. I definitely need to be 2, 6, 8, 3 or 2, 6, 8, 2 here. I am a little thin at the other positions, but I have two really solid quarterbacks, both with good rushing upside, both games stacked out. I have two targets with Jalen Hurts, who's my number one quarterback. I don't have his number one target, but I have the number 2 and 3. I don't know if I helped answer that question or not, but that's just what I view. And I was very big on Jack Besh coming out of college anyway. Yeah, I think like, I think I do have enough firepower at wide receiver, even though it doesn't feel awesome, but I definitely want the eighth person. And running back, this is like a classic zero R, like not a classic zero RB because I detoured, right? Or a hero RB. But if Achan is the guy you need, and all I need to do is fill in guys, Scatabo, ETN, Ray Davis, like if ETN is the guy, like if he has a starting job, or even if he's a rotational player on a Liam Cohen offense, if he's one of the two guys, like that's a role that you want, right? Like if I had Rashad White here last year, and you got Rashad White's production from last year here, like you would absolutely take that, right? So I know it's more crowded and it's not guaranteed. That's why, like, if it was guaranteed that he was going to have like 45% of the snaps in that offense, he would probably be going in like up here around Scatabo and stuff, right? But interesting take. You're a Las Vegas fan. Best case seems awfully thin, but he's a pretty terrible prospect. You don't like him as a prospect? I loved him as a prospect. Like I really did like him. He had really good. Let me let me see if I can find my rookie sheet that I went through. Sorry for the white. This all right. So Jack Bash. Let's see if this messes everything up. That'll probably mess everything up. So the thing I like about Jack Besh, so number one, he's going to be an outside wide receiver for you guys most likely. He might end up being like, and that's what he played at at TCU or at TCU. But he had a 65% contested catch rate. Like Pat Bryant was number two in the class at 66.7. He had 65%. Like Tet McMillan had 61, Golden had 61, Elijah Badger had a lot, but he was one of the only people over 60%. Savion Williams was an absolute monster with contested catch. You can argue that that's a stat that shows that he's not fast enough, and that could be true. But if he's able to get those contested catches, like he's the guy going to be going like on the 15-yard routes in the red zone, like he's the guy going to be going up for the jump balls, right? Like, and if that offense is going to have a lot of pace and they're going to do a lot of underneath and intermediate stuff with Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty, he's probably going to be one-on-one, and he's a big dude, right? Like he played yeah, we definitely want Roshan here. Give me 1 second. Definitely want him. I probably want Jalen Knoll. This team actually kind of screams Romeo Dubes, and I don't like Romeo Dubes that much. I don't think I want him. I'm going to take a very low owned share of Dobbs on this team because I have three guys who are risky. Adding one veteran like a chaperone in there makes sense. I missed the McCarthy snipe. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you try to push. Can't beat man coverage. Old breakout. Transferred to worst level of competition to be relevant. Um, he was literally the number one. He had more yards than Neighbors and like that one year in TC or LSU. He actually led the team in yards. And Neighbors was there. Brian Thomas was there. I think they were rookies. And the whole age thing, like, I don't know, like, with COVID, it's hard to say anything about that. Yeah, I don't believe the bad prospect stuff with Bash at all. Like, let's say he is a little slow. T. Higgins is a little slow. Like, T. Higgins isn't fast, but T. Higgins is awesome at contested catches, and he's good once he gets the ball in his hands. Like, because if you're a good contested catch guy with size, and Jack Besh is, I believe I updated this at the combine. Um, where is he? There he is. 6'2", 215. 215 is a big wide receiver. And he ran like, was he 6'1"? Okay. I mean, 215 is still big for a wide receiver. And as long as he gets one-on-one versus corners and he's solid at contested catches, he's going to have a role. That's actually why I love Pat Bryant so much. Like, Pat Bryant's moving up in the range that like this is a little aggressive. Like, I love him, but he is a rookie that has a ton of people fighting for his like he's going to be the guy, and I think that I'm willing to take him a round or two high. Like that's probably about the highest I would take him right now until camp news and all that stuff. He seems like he has the chance to be a pretty solid possession X. People who fall in love with 40 times won't like him much. Yeah, absolutely. Like he might just be the sacrificial X, but I mean, in my eyes, DK Metcalf is a sacrificial X and has always been. Metcalf is faster, obviously, but Jack Besh is, and I believe will be better at contested catches. Yeah, and like he's the work hard guy, all that stuff. Uh, and I watched a bunch of film on him, like what I could find, and my notes were year four breakout, only one good season of production, transferred to LSU in 2022 to TTU, seems to have incredible body control and positioning when high pointing the ball, good at finding spots in zones, and very physical, could be a chain mover. So that's what I seen whenever I watch. I watched like three full games of like an all 22 of his and stuff. So I'm not saying that I am a very good scout either. Like I'm not saying that. That's just what this guy who loves football seen. You know, like that's it. Like just a guy who likes football. That's what I seen. So definitely want one more running back. I haven't been able to take Samson. I think Yoshivas makes some sense here. Do I want Devin Neal or Giddens or Marshawn Lloyd? I already have a team bet building out a little bit with the Packers. We'll go with Yoshivas and Marshawn Lloyd. We'll finish running back there. So we'll take one wide receiver at the end of this as well. Dobbs. Number 16. Nice. Thank you, everybody, for smashing the like when you came in. It means a lot. Only one thing matters. Does he have that dog in him? Does he have that fantasy dog with him? I have that fantasy dog with me. I love it. No shade. Meant it all here. Appreciate the discourse. Yeah, it is a thin profile, but thin profile, like Matthew Golden also has a thin profile, right? So it's just, are you a dreamer? I'm a dreamer. So I'm going to tend to like guys like that a little more because I personally will watch stuff like if I can find it. And I don't have access to all the information or anything like that. I just watch what I can find and base things off of what I see and then use like the coach speak and like the stats from the combine and like all that stuff and then draft capital. Like he got really good draft capital as well. Hey, thank you. I hear that quite a bit. I mostly have it because I'm lazy. I love you, dog. Thanks, Fantasy Dog and Crossface. You hate Golden too? Yeah, yeah. Like that's kind of one of those things. I kind of figured that. That's why I pointed that out. Like, and but the thing is, do you see a way that those players could smash? Like, I'm drafting hundreds of teams, right? Maybe even close to 1,000 teams. So if these players could be a good pick, like to be honest, like 120 is about the peak of what best should be. I don't love that pick. I would have absolutely preferred Kyle Williams to Jack Best, but yeah, like I don't like. I had a bunch of him pre-draft, and I have a bit of him now, but I have much less now. I'm like at ADP with him. I just think that the Raiders are one of those offenses I want pieces of. Once you get to Best's ADP, you can poke holes in almost anybody. So is the plan to just draft none of them or have 40% exposure? Yeah, and like I took Dobbs, who is a floor play, but like and Yoshibas a little bit, but that's because I had risky profiles. Like Best is kind of risky, Golden's a little risky, Pearsall's a little risky, and we all know Devontae Smith is awesome, but they have low pass. The last couple of years have had low pass volume, and he spikes, and he's a number two. Like, but he spikes hard when he spikes. I just see Josh Palmer, Alec Pierce. To me, Best is benefiting from a poor wide receiver class. I actually don't think that this wide receiver class is going to go down as being as poor as everybody was saying it was. That's just me. Hey, welcome, Steve. Thanks for stopping in. What does Steve think? Does he think that this wide receiver class is getting too much hate? I personally do. Steve's a little better at this stuff than I am, so I'll take his word for it. The biggest thing with Best is him potentially running 85% plus of routes as a rookie, which with how late he goes, that's valuable. Absolutely. Like, that's a very good point, sir. Like, yeah, like he, who's he, like, the role he has, nobody else on that team has the ability to do the things they drafted him for, right? Like, Trey Tucker's not going to be out there doing what Jack Bech is going to do. Neither is who is the guy that you drafted? The other, you drafted the speed guy. I forget his name. What was the speed guy's name that you guys took? I mean, we can just look it up. Thornton. Yeah. Like, he could be Thornton, right? Like, he's a different player than Thornton as well. This could be an MVS team. It could be do I only have one Dolphin? I only have the one Dolphin. So we're going to go ahead and probably take NWI at the end. You're not factoring in. Yeah. The pace of play of Chip Kelly is a huge part of this. Steve says, I think the wide receiver class doesn't have the ceiling of, say, last year's class of 2021, but there are clear starters coming off and a bunch of developmental guys. I agree. Yeah, so, like, but, like, we're drafting Jack Bech in the 12th round or the 10th round. If I get 600 yards, 6 touchdowns, like, I'm super happy with that, right? Yeah, hey, you guys nailed it. I was still looking. I was scrambling. Yeah, that's kind of right. Like, there's probably only going to be maybe like 4 players who have the chance to be the elite. No offense, who, but I was talking about Hartman Beard. Oh, okay. Yeah, Big Draft Energy, who I've followed last year, and I still watch him some. He mentioned it during the Jeopardy thing, but I didn't have the chat up. But Meg popped it up there, and I happened to see it. I haven't talked to him. I haven't said anything to him about it. So we'll go over the team real quick. We got a 2-6-8-2. We got Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Devon Achane, Cam Scatabo, Travis Etienne, Ray Davis, Roshan Johnson, Marshawn Lloyd. We got Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Ricky Pearsall, Matthew Golden, Jack Bech, Romeo Dobbs, Andre Yoshivas, NWI, and then Trey McBride, Dallas Goddard. I like it. I I think I should. The Jalen Hurts pick, if it was a wide receiver, I think the team might have came together a little better overall. But I think it works. It definitely works. Like, adding a wide receiver there and then, like, still getting the Kyler stack and then transitioning to a Purdy stack. Like, if Brock Purdy was, if Hurts was Purdy, and I would have taken Calvin Ridley or something, maybe, like, I don't know. It kind of feels the same. I don't know what you guys think. Before I leave, let's look at the epic survey. Best food while watching football at home, NFL at home. 18 votes. Pizza, barbecue, burgers, grilled chicken. Pizza wins 61%. I kind of figured. Barbecue 17, burgers 17, grilled chicken 6. I like all of them. Pizza's the laziest thing. I personally, myself, I prefer barbecue. That will come down with Carroll's head coaching influence. Yeah. Heard Kelly has to slow down the off. Really? I don't think that that's going to happen as much. Were you a redhead growing up? I see. No, I am. I have a little Irish in my lineage. My grandma actually was really into ancestry, and I have a book that, like, tracks our ancestors all the way back to, like, the 1500s, all the way to the Mayflower. So, uh, I don't know where it is right now, but I do have that somewhere. Because at the Mayflower, like it was really hard. Like they didn't actually keep good records when they ported from other countries. Yeah, like it is. There's redness in, and it's like redder towards like the higher it goes too. But then, yeah, I've definitely noticed the Kansas City guy likes barbecue. Shocker. Honestly, I click pizza, but well, like there's nothing like waking up at you wake up at 8 or 9 a.m. You throw you start the crock pot. You throw in some like a roast, and then you kind of play with it up until kickoff, and then like right before kickoff, like what I'll do is I'll go like finish the seasonings and all that stuff, and put the actual barbecue on it, and then put it on low. And then about the time that the first set of games is over, now it's barbecue time. It's awesome. Do it a couple times a year, but anyway, I think it matters the time of the game. Yeah, yeah, that is a good point. Like noon, like barbecue and burgers. Yeah, but yeah, the night games has to be pizza. Like that is a fantastic point. That is cool. That is very cool. Anyway, I'm gonna hop out. Thanks everybody for showing up. Friday, I won't be able to stream often. Today, we got off work early. We decided to delight all of you with a stream. But now we're gonna go over, listen to the Typhel Tower. Should be a good time. Peace out, everybody.